Hi, my name is Nacho Yescas, and I am the host of Total Health Collective, live Saturday afternoons at 5 p.m. here on 1150 a.m. KKNW.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Total Health Collective here on 1150 a.m. KKNW. I am your host, Don Nacho Yescas. And our show, our topic today is going to be on love. Thought it'd be fitting. You know, it's Valentine's Day next week, and what better way to start a show than with Valentine's? So, last week we talked about signs and synchronicities, and we have been becoming more aware of who we are and our potential, right? Energies and synchronicities. And, I think we forget about Valentine's Day sometimes that, the original, I don't really dig into the whole story of Valentine's itself, right? It was originally named after Saint Valentine's Day, or the Feast of Saint Valentine's. But it was originally an annual holiday celebrated on the 14th. It originated from a Western Christian feast day. And of course, as time went on, we turned it into a commercialized holiday where it's about the chocolates, it's about the flowers, Some people don't really care for the day anymore. They're just, they see it as a way to market, just up the profits on candy or chocolates. But, love is a very powerful tool. I've said it many times before. On our website, thishealscancer.com, the slogan is, love is the first step towards healing. It's a very powerful tool. It's a very powerful drug. And love is everything. Love is a very powerful tool. I've said it many times that, love is my religion. I came from the Catholic background. Faith, belief, everything's important. Everything we do, it revolves around faith. But over time, I realized that love is a very powerful drug. It's a very powerful tool. And that's what drives us to a better health, which is everything we do. Before we started on the show, we were talking about the things that bring joy to us in our life. And sometimes the littlest things, like playing a video game, going for a nature hike, reading a book, that's what brings us joy. That can be very therapeutic for us. And that's the love, that's the joy that we get out of doing the things we love. And so I thought it would be fitting to discuss and talk about love, right? We think of this month as Valentine's month, and we should always be thinking about love beyond this month. If you think about it, everything we do just revolves around the things we care about, we like. This past week, I think I've mentioned it last weekend, that I was going to volunteer at a place called Stacks in Federal Way to help raise funds for a veteran organization that was looking to go to Honduras. And this group of veterans, it's a non-profit organization called A Mission for Healing, providing veterans suffering with PTSD an opportunity to heal through building and giving back on mission trips to developed countries. That is a great way of healing. That is a great way of helping, and it's helping humanity. That itself is, that's what fuels me, right? It's my passion, helping others, helping humanity. The love that we have for fellow mankind. It's great. It's important. And I felt that, going down there and volunteering my time is my way of giving back. And that itself, for me personally, brought some healing for me, right? To belong, to be part of an organization, to be something more than myself. And that's what brought me joy. I mean, I know nothing of cleaning, waiting on staff. I never worked in the fast food industry, but I'm willing to learn. I thought that maybe spinning a sign would be my forte, and I look silly because it was windy and I'm out there flipping a sign, and it wasn't gonna be, it wasn't happening. So, but I had a good time, and it was all well worth it. And again, it was that passion and that love that I had for my fellow brothers, right? To give back to something that I'm passionate about. So, yeah. So, like I said, it's Valentine's is next week. What better way to have a good topic than to discuss love and the many health benefits of self healing. This show is all about finding ways to tackle the injuries, the physical problems that we deal with, either be physical or emotional, mental, in our daily lives. And we have to learn to love ourselves. We can't possibly love anyone else until we learn to love ourselves. I've said it many times, love is my religion. And when you look at it from that perspective, it just, nothing else really compares. I've gotten away from taking medical, big pharma drugs. I'm not it's not for me. It's not for me. And I feel that going the natural, holistic way is a better fit for me. And when I did that, I started to realize that, I'm taking care of my body. I'm starting to learn to love myself. And that's what brought me joy. And now I find myself, preaching, if you will, right? Talking to other people about living a better quality of life. And that's why I started the This Heals Cancer website, right? To empower others to truly have a meaningful life and to learn to love themselves, right? Like I said, you can't learn to love anyone else until you learn to love yourself. So, speaking of love, right? On this radio show, everything revolves around frequencies. And I'm not a radio guy. I'm not a sound engineer, but I do know that the healing frequency is 432 and 528 hertz is the love frequency. I wore a hoodie many times before with those numbers. And it's something to think about. Just the sound waves, those frequencies of love, has a very impactful way on your health. Like I said, I'm not a tech guy. I don't know much about that, but I can tell you that the sound waves, those frequencies, does have a greater impact on your health. And again, it's all about love. And so with that said, I'd love to be able to share a quick video on a perspective on love and the color red.
I'm pretty sure it was a poet or a great scholar that once said, "We're genetically engineered to flirt. If we don't flirt, we don't have sex. And if we don't have sex, we don't reproduce." But in order for the flirting process to begin, a man has to be physically attracted to a woman. How does this happen? I talked to Dr. Midge Wilson at DePaul University, and she said that anytime a man checks out a woman, he's actually performing what Wilson calls a reproductive fitness assessment. It's the combination of a number of factors that have been scientifically proven to make women physically attractive to men. According to New Zealand anthropologist Barnaby Dixon, men prefer a larger waist to hips ratio of 7 to 10 over a closer ratio of 9 to 10. The waist and hips are important factors when it comes to childbirth. So when men see a ratio that they perceive to be favorable, they're subconsciously thinking, "She could have my baby." Researchers at University College London determined a higher-pitched female voice is more likely to be perceived by men as attractive. The high voice not only signifies youth, but also a smaller body. A couple of German scientists said that long, lustrous, healthy hair plays a big part in female attractiveness, again connoting health and fertility. Of course, none of these factors can be controlled, at least not naturally. But here are a few scientifically proven attractors that women can achieve on their own. Scientists at the University of British Columbia cite smiling as a major factor in what makes women attractive. The whiter the teeth, the better. But interestingly enough, women actually prefer the opposite for men. Women prefer a guy who keeps a straight face. A study at Bangor University showed that men preferred women who wore up to 40% fewer cosmetics. The natural look is in. According to a study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, the color red enhances males' attraction to females. This also goes for animals. The study found the same effect in some non-human primates. To review, here are some of the scientifically proven factors that make women physically attractive. A waist-to-hip ratio of 7 to 10, a higher voice, healthy hair, smiling, less makeup, and the color red. Follow these steps, and the human race should be around for a long time to come. What he said.
I thought that was a pretty interesting video. And to check out the full videos on these, the lineup here, it's go to the thishealscancer.com. Under the blog section, you'll see all these videos. But yeah, it's not interesting that the color red and just some of those things about our health, you know, the teeth, dental, and the smile. I recall a show a while back with Dr. Munson, and he was talking about the 6 pillars of health, and you know, talking about the sacral, you know, the red, the red chakra. And it's just amazing that, you know, I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be one. But it's all coming together and it's all making sense. And who knew that the color red played a big vital role in sex appeal, reproduction, and things like that. So I found that to be pretty fascinating. And that's why I shared that with you. And of course, it's Valentine's weekend or week. So yeah, I thought that would be interesting. But let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue our topic with love.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up.
Ever board a plane on a really cloudy day? The sun is out, but you can't see it. However, once the plane reaches an altitude above the heavy cloud cover, dynamic blasts of light reveal gorgeous blue skies, and you can see for hundreds of miles in all directions, clearly. In our lives, under emotional and mental overcast, navigation without the proper tools can be very difficult and confusing.
Hi, I'm Michelle Holbein, owner of Silver Linings Life Coaching, and I am thrilled to talk to you about seeing your life above the clouds. Are you stuck? In transition? Working together will create success in the altitudes of life you dream of from where you are right now. Ready for a powerful conversation about propelling past those clouds that run your life? Get on board for the life you know you could have, living into what's on just the other side, thanking every single cloud we pass, knowing there are just as many silver linings.
Visit Michelle today at silverliningslifecoaching.com. That's silverliningslifecoaching.com.
Are you still suffering from a chronic, painful condition that will just not go away? Ever wonder what else there is that would help you experience the health and life that you were designed to have?
Hi, my name is Nacho Yescas, and I am the host of Total Health Collective, live Saturday afternoons at 5 p.m. here on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. Tune into our network and let our network tune into you. Let our Total Health Collective be your Total Health Connected.
Tune in Saturdays 5 to 6 on 11:50 a.m.
Your business is not about criminals. When hiring new employees or protecting your premises, no one thinks they are bringing in someone who is untrustworthy or that they have an unguarded arena. But it happens. In this world, there's no such thing as 100% guaranteed security. However, at Apache 6, we are 100% ready to help you create the layers necessary for optimal outcome, whether hiring new staff or securing your business. From vetting, access control, and cybersecurity to surveillance and workplace awareness training, we work 24/7 to reduce compromised safety and the millions of dollars lost every day by way of employee theft and imminent outside dangers. From vetting, access control, and cybersecurity to surveillance and workplace awareness training, we work 24/7 to reduce compromised safety and the millions of dollars lost every day by way of employee theft and imminent outside dangers. Your business was never meant to be about criminals, and our job here at Apache 6 is to help you stop the criminal before there is a crime.
Call us at Apache 6 today, 866-222-7715. That's 866-222-7715.
Broaden your horizons. You'll be amazed at all the topics we cover on Alternative Talk 1150.
I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me.
Welcome back to the Total Hill Collective here on 1150 AM KKNW. I am your host, Nacho, and we're talking about love. Our topic is love today. With Valentine's coming up next week, that'll be fitting to talk about Valentine's. And speaking of Valentine's, so last Wednesday, I attended a workshop. It was, well, ironically enough, it was labeled or called the Valentine's workshop. And it was a room full of ladies. I was the only male there. But I knew that going in. I was asked to come in and share my perspective on love, soulmates, twin flames, and things like that. And my disclaimer here is that by no means am I a love doctor. That's not this guy. But I felt the need to maybe share a thing or two from my perspective, right, on soulmates and things like that. And sometimes, I mean, we're all human, and the divorce rate is super high in our nation, and even more so in the military. And I felt the need to share my perspective from how, I saw things from my perspective on Valentine's and a marriage and the conflicts, and whether you find your soulmate or not, But the things that I was able to bring up with these ladies, I believe it resonated with them because I can see in their eyes, they were bug-eyed. They were, wow. It's like they had so many questions. And, sometimes we need to hear each other's stories. Sometimes we got to discuss how we can help one another. Because love is very powerful. I didn't know much about, who the chaser is and who's the runner in a relationship. And, people go into a relationship thinking that it's, you're on cloud 9. Nothing can bring you down. But then 3 months later, you realize, hey, you start finding the little quirks about each other. And now they're starting to upset you. And now you're kind of like, yeah, I'm not interested. And you start looking somewhere else and what have you. And even in a marriage, we're going to have our good days and our bad days. But if there's no love, then you got problems. And it'll manifest and it'll get worse as time goes on if you don't fix those problems. And again, it all revolves around love and your higher frequencies and what you're able to project towards your loved ones. And it doesn't have to be a significant other. It can be towards your family, your friends, your coworkers, So yeah, I felt to share that with you guys because I want to play a video on soulmates and twin flames and whatnot. So let's play that video now.
Now, as they say, love is a game that two can play, but both can win. But unfortunately, not everyone wins when it comes to love because love causes us to do some things that we would never even dream of in the real world. And that's just because, if you think about it scientifically, love produces a lot of different chemicals that we cannot even control. And these chemicals are really powerful. These chemicals are things like dopamine, which is also activated by things like cocaine and nicotine. Man, I need a girlfriend. And on top of dopamine, love also produces another chemical called norepinephrine, or basically adrenaline, that causes us to start sweating or our heart to start racing. Oh man, I wish I didn't have a girlfriend. So these are 10 signs that you can use and you can refer to anytime you're unsure of whether or not a guy is falling in love with you. Number 1. The first one is that he believes and he expresses to you that you're really, really special. There's actually a study done by Rutgers University that basically showed that that single-mindedness that you get, that focus focus that you get on that one person when you're really in love is due to that increased level of dopamine, which is the same chemical that also helps people study and helps you stay focused when you're reading or preparing for a test. Number two is that it's not all about sex. When a guy is in love, sex actually becomes secondary. And a recent study actually found that 64% of men who are in love disagreed with the following statement: sex is the most important part of my relationship with my partner. So yes, sex is secondary when you're in love. Number three is that you are constantly on his mind. When you're in love, you just can't seem to stop thinking about that person. They're just running through your mind. He's going to be texting you a lot, maybe even too much. He's going to be wanting to see more. He's going to want to be around you because he wants to feel that rush of chemicals that occur when he's around you. And he'll find any reason to be around you as much as possible. Number four is that he focuses on your positive traits and he's blinded by some of those more negative traits that he might have. Number five is that his behavior can actually become a little bit erratic at times, because you know what? Love can lead to emotional and physiological instability. He's energized by you at some times, then he's exhausted other times. And that's what love will sometimes do to a man. And that's because, once again, all of the love chemicals in his brain are controlling his every move and is pulling him in a lot of different directions. Number six is that he makes you a priority. We as humans, either subconsciously or certainly consciously, are going to prioritize people by how much we love them and how much we want to spend that time with them. Number seven is that he's going to want exclusivity with you. When a man truly loves a woman and when he really is truly in love with her, he's not going to want to risk that woman going out there and potentially meeting another guy. He's going to want her all to himself, and he understands that that exclusivity is the only way to make that happen. Number eight is that he tells you that he's in love with you. And I know trust can be really hard sometimes. It can be hard to trust someone, especially if in the past you've been burned or someone has really hurt you. But if a guy is sharing his love with you, if he's opening up in that way and telling you that he loves you, you know what? Sometimes he's got to take that leap of faith and just believe him when he says it. Number nine is that you are also in love with him. I personally don't believe that true love can really exist without reciprocation. If you make it clear that you're not in love with him for whatever reason, but he keeps displaying his love to you for months, even years, then that is not love. That is infatuation. And quite frankly, this works on the other side of the spectrum. If you think that you're in love with a guy who's not in love with you, then it's not really love, it's infatuation. Love is reciprocal, and if he's not giving you that love in return, move on. It's not worth your time. Find someone who will reciprocate. Final one. The last one is that he's becoming just a little bit more emotionally dependent on you. And if you're watching this video right now and it's clear that you are ready for that emotional connection, you're ready to find that love in your life, then I have some really, really good news for you.
I hope you guys took notes. And if you didn't, go to the thishealscancer.com. Under the blog section, you will find that video. Before I forget, if you guys want to comment on our topic today of love, feel free to call in 888-298-5569. Again, 888-298-5569. Those are some great pointers, right? On truly finding love, and like he was saying, and I remember these discussions a while back with Dr. Troy Munson on the 6 pillars of health. You know, he mentioned the nervous system, air, water, whole foods, sleep, and social, spiritual well-being. You know, and we need love in our life. We need that significant other of some sort. You know, we just need to connect with humanity. So, let's play one more clip on soulmates and twin flames.
Whether you are actively seeking them or not, your soulmate is out there. When you finally meet them, the feeling is powerful and not able to be described. Today we will discuss 5 things that will happen when you meet your soulmate. 1. You smile even when they aren't around. When you have found the one, you find yourself thinking about them when they are not around. Simply receiving a quick text message from them can make your whole day better. You will find yourself smiling and may get some sideways glances from others, but that is okay. This person makes you feel loved and happy with your life. 2. The world looks different. When you meet the one, the world just seems to be a more positive place. The flowers seem more vibrant, the air seems more clean, and your world around you just seems to be a brighter, happier place. You begin to feel more optimistic about your life, and you begin to have positive interactions with everyone around you. 3. All of your relationships improve. Since you are happier, this rubs off on all of your other relationships. You are more forgiving, accepting, and loving of others. Your mind is focused on your new love, and you are more likely to put others before yourself. 4. You try new things. Your soulmate may be into completely different activities than you, but since you want to be around them and part of their lives, you will become more open to trying new things. They will want to do the same, and learning the new activities together will make you and your soulmate connect on a deeper level. 5. You go out of your way for them. You will find yourself going out of your way to make them happy. Whether that means you drive a little further to pick them up a coffee on your way to visit, or you pick up the new book that you heard them talking about, you are demonstrating that you are willing to go the extra step to make them happy. It also shows that you are thinking about them, so this will occur naturally. Again, this is a two-way street, so you will find yourself receiving little thoughtful gifts as well. Do you feel that you have met your soulmate in life? If so, how did you know?
Some great pointers right there, right? Smile more. The world looks different from a different perspective when you're in love. Relaxing, improving, and you're more loving. Trying new things, and again, accepting and trying new things with your loved ones. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back. We'll discuss these the list here on love. So.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up.
Are you the one everyone comes to with their problems? The one people trust to open up to? Are you someone who loves it when people realize what they can do and then watch them do it? If this sounds like you, then let us coach you in becoming a coach in what really matters: life. Whether you are changing your career or wanting to add one on, our practicum meets your participation to prepare you for a practice that will serve as the launch pad for those ready to perform at their absolute peak. So, are you the one that everyone comes to with their problems about how their lives are? Become the one that everyone comes to with their excitement about how their lives can be. Coach Training Alliance, training coaches in helping the world transform problems to possibility, one coach at a time.
Visit us today at ctanow.com. That's ctanow.com.
Ever tried to see where you're driving with your hands over your eyes? While the road ahead may seem clear, what's behind you or either side is just as important. In life, it's often the same. And while our journey is always to move forward, when our blind spots block us, the distraction can be quite overwhelming. Hi, I'm Jolene Ashker. We will collaborate to remove your blind spots, releasing you to be and do from the best possible place and most unique, one-of-a-kind design. You. I am so excited to be your coach and to witness the revelation of your highest effectiveness and deepest fulfillment that awaits you just on the other side of today, helping you clear out the blind spots of yesterday, creating new professionally and personally enhancing life habits, making way for the happiness that is already yours.
Call today to schedule your complimentary consultation, 425-553-1181, or visit www.discoveringyourwings.com.
Are you still suffering from a chronic, painful condition that will just not go away? Ever wonder what else there is that would help you experience the health and life that you were designed to have?
Hi, my name is Nacho Yescas, and I am the host of Total Health Collective, live Saturday afternoons at 5 p.m. here on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. Tune into our network and let our network tune into you. Let our Total Health Collective be your Total Health Connected.
Tune in Saturdays 5 to 6 on 11:50 a.m.
Ready to shake things up? Try Alternative Talk 1150.
Welcome back to the Total Health Collective here on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. I'm your host, Nacho. And before the break, we were talking about love, soulmates, twin flames, what have you. It's Valentine's is just around the corner, and I wanted to discuss love and how powerful it can be in our life, on so many levels. If you really think about it, love can drive us to do so many great things. But having our heart broken also can have a major effect on our health, on our state of being, on our mind. And I want to go back a little bit to some of those pointers, that last video clip that we played where, well, if you think the very first clip, they said that males are more attracted to women with good color red and smiling more, less makeup. And who would have thought, little things like that is what creates that attraction, that bond. And there's something to be said about smiling. I look at a few shows back, we talked about having our teeth and how that plays a vital role in our health. So smiling more, right? It causes you to be happy. It raises your frequency, your state of being, because you feel more excited and you can't help but just be more positive. Just smiling more. And when you do that, if you force yourself to smile at a stranger, you look kind of silly. Now they look at you kind of silly, and that makes you laugh even more. And that's good. You can't take life too seriously, and you will look at things from a very different perspective. And that's what I mean by raising your frequency, that love vibration, the 528 hertz. Those are very powerful things in our lives. And we're all energy. Everything is energy. Like in those first few video clips, they talked about red, the color red, and, we associate the red heart with Valentine's Day. Very powerful. On the other flip side of this thing too, on the chakras, the colors of the heart chakra, it's not red, it's green. I believe when I came back from Colorado, I was wearing a green mala, and the color green, and it's good to have green, wear green. Sometimes it resonates with our heart and our heart chakra. It's also the color of money, the color of vegetables and what we consume, and we consume that, right? And that's all energy. So, just love. When I was at that workshop last Wednesday, they handed out some red hearts, and they asked us to write something in the back of that card. Something that we would maybe look back down the road, maybe a few months from now, maybe even a year from now, and said, hey, what is the message that you're sending yourself, your future self down the road, right? And so I put down, I am love. Because I feel that we all have that power to send out positive vibes, to be in a much higher state of being. We can all choose to be grumpy. We can all choose to be upset. People that cut us off on the road, right? They can get they can get to us. It can easily get to us, and it'll ruin your day. And by the time you get home, you're just pissed. You're angry, and then you take it on your loved ones. You take it on your dog, right? And think about that. For anyone who has a dog versus someone who doesn't. Someone who doesn't have a dog, you walk in the door, you put your keys away, you get settled in, and that's that, right? You turn on the TV and you go about your business. But for those who have pets, who have dogs, what's the first thing they do? They run towards you. They jump on you. They're tail wagging. They're excited to see you. That's love. They're sending you positive vibes. And you, in turn, start smiling, start laughing. Hey, buddy, you're listening to that. And you just start rubbing them and you're petting them. And, that's the exchange of energy right there. That's the exchange of energy. It really is. That's love. Maybe if it made you forget about that jerk that cut you off the road. Maybe for that split second, it made you forget about that hard day at work. Whatever it may be. But, you realize that the energy around you has the means to affect your health. And that's why I feel that love is a very powerful drug. How you receive it, how you consume it, it's up to you. It's all in your mind. It's all state of being. You have the right to be happy whenever you want. I have this friend who has been going through a tough time. And every now and then he hits me up and said, "Hey, how you doing?" and what have you. But I spoke to him a couple days ago. And he's like, "Nacho, bro, I'm not good right now." I'm like, "What's going on?" He goes, "Man, I need a job. I've been putting out applications and I feel like no one wants to hire me. I don't know what's going on." And he feels worthless. He feels not at his best. And, well, let me tell you a little background about this individual. He's very positive, for the most part, very spiritual, comes from a spiritual side of the family, and his dad is a deacon, and his goal is to one day become a deacon. All good stuff. So I find it very hard that he would be upset or depressed and just not loving life, And my first thing, and I'm listening to him talk, and the only thing that I gathered from that was that there's fear. There is doubt in his being. And that's what's making him, drive him crazy. He doesn't believe in himself. So I asked him, like, "What's going on, bro? I mean, like, why are you depressed? Why are you feeling the way you do?" And he mentioned that, those, is it Doritos or Lay's, those new chips that are super hot and spicy. There was a chip going on, like a little challenge. And he had these fire chips, what have you. And they were so hot that he had like a panic attack. And he felt like he was going to die. And he did end up going to the ER because he was really freaking out. Ever since then, he's had like a little epiphany moment. Like, oh my God, I could die. I could have died. And he's looking at things on a much different level now. And what I noticed is that it created fear in his life. And now he's extra super cautious about what he does. And I think the panic attacks has really got him second guessing himself on everything he does. And I don't know. I taught them. I said, what is this about your issues here, the panic attack that's got you going, thinking like this? He goes, "I don't know, but I'm just very nervous, and I don't know if I can get a job, and this and that." And I'm like, "Brother, you are a prisoner to yourself. No one can make you feel or think like this except yourself. No one has that power over you. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that when these little ideas form in your head, when you're starting to get the sweats and you're panicking, you got to remember yourself or tell yourself that you're a very powerful individual. You're a very loving individual, and your family loves you, and this is all in your head. You created this phobia, and it's starting to paralyze your being, and you're much better than that. And isn't it crazy how something just like a simple little chip or a little challenge like that threw him off so bad that now it's affecting his health and his mind. And and again, this individual is very, very religious. But sometimes it takes someone from a different perspective to remind us that we're very powerful. We're very energetic. We're better than that. And we shouldn't allow our state of being, our mind, to get a grip on us like that. We just can't. We shouldn't. So I say that because I'm leading up to my next clip here. In regards to just what's the better word here? Just Dolores Cannon talks about how to manifest and how to manipulate energy.
You're really a very powerful being, but you don't realize when you come to Earth, you forget all of that. And we have access to this part all the time, but we ignore it. All the information I've written about, it comes through my clients. It doesn't come through me. One of the main lessons you come to Earth to learn is how to manipulate energy. Everything is energy. And you come to Earth to learn how to manipulate that, to be a master manifester. So once you learn how to manipulate energy, you can have anything you want. Nothing is impossible. There are no limitations except the limitations you put upon yourself. First, you have to know what you want. And a lot of people say, well, I need this, I want this. Those are the wrong words. In creating your reality, if you say, I need, I want, well, see, you're creating a lack. And you're putting it off by I want it. No, the wording is I have it. And you got to believe it. It's a law of the universe called the law of abundance, the law of attraction. You can have anything you want. You have to be able to visualize that goal too, what you really want, and be able to fill it full of a lot of details. This makes it become real. Then people say, okay, now how am I going to do it? Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about, I have to do this and this and this to attain that goal, because then you're limiting them. It'll happen in ways you can't possibly imagine, ways you would never, ever think about. It just occurs. That's why we say we sit back and watch the magic. Now everything is happening so fast. It used to take months to get something. Now it'll happen in a matter of days, in a matter of hours, and they say even second by second. I get so many clients who are into the victim mode. Woe is me, poor me, everything happens to me, everything is dumped on me. They don't realize they're doing it to themselves. But you have to have an idea of what it is you want before you can create it. Otherwise, you have the whole world. Everything is out there. There are no limitations, but they got to know. If you're vague, they're vague, and they'll just give you anything. And you'll say, well, I think that's what they want. We're not sure. And then you get it, and you say, well, that's not what I wanted. Well, you didn't ask the right questions. You didn't tell them specifically what it was you were looking for. You should know what it is you want, what you want to accomplish. The long-term goal and maybe the short-term goals along the way. Whatever it is, you visualize it and picture it. Because if you can see it in your mind as already done, already happened, it must occur. That's a law of the universe. In creating your reality, if you say, I need, I want, well, see, you're creating a lack. And you're putting it off by I want it. No, the wording is I have it. And you got to believe it.
Very powerful. You know, and we all have to hear that sometimes and need to understand that the law of attraction is very powerful. And just like my friend was going through that crisis, you know what? We got to remind ourselves that we can get through anything like that. So let's take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we'll continue with our topic of love.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up.
What would having your family home be secure really feel like? Our houses are only important in that they are where we hold who is precious to us. The choices you make today affect the choices you could make tomorrow. All things being equal, would you make the choice to be secure? What would it feel like if you could prevent your home from being one of the 18 homes every minute that is broken into? What if you could safeguard your family from being one of the 30 people every day that are harmed in a home invasion? Would you do it? At Apache 6, we know nothing is 100% preventable. We also know that there are some things that are 100% irreplaceable. Our mission is to protect that which is most precious to us, life. Protect it.
Call us at Apache 6 today, 866-222-7715. That's 866-222-7715.
Are you still suffering from a chronic, painful condition that will just not go away? Ever wonder what else there is that would help you experience the health and life that you were designed to have?
Hi, my name is Nacho Yescas, and I am the host of Total Health Collective, live Saturday afternoons at 5 p.m. here on 1150 a.m. KKNW. Tune into our network and let our network tune into you. Let our Total Health Collective be your Total Health Connected.
Tune in Saturdays 5 to 6 on 1150 a.m.
Alternative Talk 1150, online at 1150kknw.com.
I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me.
Welcome back to the Total Health Collective here on 1150 a.m. KKNW. I'm your host, Nacho, and our topic is love. And before these commercial breaks, we were talking about how powerful love really is. Our examples really on the show were about, Valentines. And, when you're in love, you're in cloud nine. You are loving life. Nothing can bring you down. Everything is going just beautiful. You see things in a much different way. You smile more. I'm sure you go to the office and like, man, what is up with you? And you realize that, hey, you're in love and nothing can bring you down when you're in love. You do new things. You notice how when you are in love, you go to the gym, you dress better, you look better, you smell better. Those are the things we do because we're in love. But when we're not in love, when we have our heart broken and when we're depressed or we're feeling sorry for ourselves, it affects your being and your health. You put on weight. You forget to shower. You forget how to dress yourself. You're sloppy. You're not on your A game, and that's the lack of love in your life, right? That's your frequency. You're not at your best, and sometimes it affects more than your health, right? It affects your job. It affects everything about you. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves that we are very powerful people, and what we do. And even the things that happen in our lives, it's for a reason. So with that said, let me play this next clip. Let's play that.
I remember being in New York City and doing an interview not too long ago, and it was a radio station that had just changed formats. And they had gone from talk radio, which I had done many interviews at this station over the years, to gospel music. And so everybody that was on the staff at this radio station, some 30 people, were all told the day that I was coming there to do an interview that they had all been let go. And everybody was walking around and they were all depressed and they were all upset. And every time someone would come up to me and say, "Oh, Wayne, isn't this awful? I've been here for 22 years and I just lost my job." And I would say, "Congratulations." And they look and say, "What's the matter with you? How could you believe in congratulations? I just lost my job." And I said, "Yes, but within a certain amount of time, probably within a year, you'll be in a place that is much better than where you are now." And it was almost like God was trying to tell you something, but you wouldn't listen. It's time to change. It's time to walk down another street. What is your dream? And you sit down with each one of these people and you ask them, what would you really like to be doing? Rather than working here at this particular, and most of them said, "I'd like to have my own business," or "I would like to do some writing over here. I've always had some ideas about writing." One guy said that he wanted to just do an opera. He'd always wanted, and he's been working on an opera like Mr. Holland, remember, in Mr. Holland's Opus. But he could never get himself the courage to do it because he was always going into the radio station every day in New York. And then I saw him about a year and a half after that, and he was getting his opera published, which he couldn't have done if... It's like this intelligence that we think is conspiring against us is something that we have to understand works with us. But you have to have infinite patience and trust. And when you have, and the reason it says infinite patience produces immediate results, the reason it says this is because the immediate result of your infinite patience is peace.
Powerful words. The law of attraction, what we desire, what we hope for and look for, that's what we're going to attract. And like my buddy, if he is feeling upset, depressed, feeling sorry for himself or having a panic attack, he's not going to attract the jobs he's looking for. He's not going to be at his best, and our thoughts, our words are very powerful. And we need to be reminded of that. The late Louis Hayes has some very powerful words on that, and I want to play that clip for you now.
Well, the simple part that most people don't understand is that every thought we think and every word we speak is creating our future. It's as though our thoughts go out into the universe and are accepted and brought back to us as experience. Now that is a very simple thing, but most people don't get it. They don't understand it. They've never heard it before, and they think it's ridiculous. But if you can really accept the fact that every time you think a thought and every time you speak a word, you are literally painting your future, making your dinner, whatever you want to call it, you are creating. And you're creating your own life. And this is simple, but it's not easy to accept. But once you accept it, then you can start deliberately creating what you want in your life. And you begin to be aware of what you don't want in your life and how you are contributing to it. Now, I think this has been around forever, but for some reason in the last 20 years, the universe has wanted this to go out among all the people, or all the people that are ready for it. See, most of us just think, and we don't pay any attention to what we're thinking. We're just doing it. But that's something you need to train yourself to do, to begin to train yourself to be aware of what you're thinking. And one of the ways to do that is to periodically say to yourself, what am I thinking? Would I like this thought to create my life? Would I like to have the experience that this thought could bring to me? Now, it takes a while to do that, but even if we could begin on the smallest level to be aware of our thinking, we can start to make changes.
And again, our thoughts, our words, very powerful. I believe last week we spoke about synchronicities, numerologies. Look at your watch right now. What time is it? It's 5:55. I think we spoke about that in the past. It's 5:55 means that you're going through a major life change. Signals that things are coming up, and be prepared. Good things are coming, and I've talked about it many, many times on this show. How we go about our life and what we perceive our life to be, You know that old saying that whether you think you can or can't, you're right? It's up to you. We are a slave to ourselves. I feel like we're handcuffed to ourselves, and we can release ourselves from that mindset whenever we're ready. Let's play another clip from Louis Hayes.
By doing what we call doing affirmations, and that is making positive statements about your life that are positive, and you do them deliberately. You might do them in the morning, you might do them at noon, you might do them at night, you might do them twice a day or whatever, but you do this and you let this become a habit, and as you start to do them, things will begin to change, maybe on a very small level. I call it getting the green lights in the parking places. I mean, they're not huge things in your life. They can be very nice when you get 3 green lights in a row and you're in a hurry. Doing an affirmation is either writing it down, writing it on the wall or the mirror, or using just saying it. What I like people to do is to stand in front of a mirror and do their affirmations. Because there's something very powerful about looking in your own eyes and accepting yourself, or noticing that you reject yourself when you're saying something positive about yourself. So that would be a very beginning way to start. Say in the morning, you get up in the morning, you go to the mirror, and this is a big one, and it's hard for lots of people. But you look in the mirror and say, I love you. I really, really love you. And to begin with, that can be so hard for people because they think of all the things that they think are wrong with them. But if you can start your day saying that, it's very powerful. Remember, I'd like to think the universe is listening to everything you say and everything you think and saying, okay, you can get that. So then it starts to bring you in and bring things into you. And I know this sounds far-fetched, but it's amazing how it works. If you do a good general positive statement for yourself, the universe will figure out how to manifest that, how to bring that about in your life. So things could happen that you wouldn't expect at all, but they will happen. If you think of doing your positive affirmations, it's like planting a seed in the ground. It's not necessarily true at the moment, but it is something you want to have be true. So you put the seed in, and you plant a seed and you expect it to grow. Or you maybe plant 3 seeds just in case. You expect them to grow. And you don't wait for 2 days and then dig in the earth and say, what's happening, what's happening? You expect that thing to grow because you know there's a law and a process. And the seed will grow.
Yeah, guys, just remember, love is the first step towards healing, you know. For more information on these things, go to the thishealscancer.com and go to the blog section and hear the rest of these videos. But, you know, cancer is just a word. It's just a simple word. And remember, use your positive affirmations. You know, I am love. You know, you are love. So, with that said, have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe, stay fit, and remember the power to heal yourself is within you. Good night.
Go! Go! Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.